What's
in my tour shoes.
Yes, tour shoes.
Hold on.
Where your husband at? Do it again.
Oh, did he miss that?
Where your husband at?
Oh man, somebody get that picture. I'm telling you, I show her husband that.
Thank you. These are my tour shoes. I didn't wear them for Mother's Day for great reasons. Thank you, my tour sisters. I love y'all for keeping that secret. So I'm going to go backwards as well. My name is Willa J. I am an entrepreneur. I am an author. I'm a motivational speaker. And I am a book writing coach. I came on this tour because I wrote a book that portrayed a time in my life where I was deeply hurt, lost, and didn't want to love anymore. I was married to my ex-husband for 7 years. He did not physically abuse me, but he mentally abused me. Constantly lying and cheating on me. And then ended up having 2 children while we were married. I had a whole different part of my story I wanted to tell, but I wanted to go deeper today because my book is called She Lived Her Life on Purpose. And the reason why I put she lived her life is because that was my past. This is my present, which I'm thanking God for today because the future is just going to be just as bright. I am 41 years old. I'm a single mother of 4. And a lot of times when we look for love, especially for the ones that are closest to us, it is not reciprocated the way we want to, or the way we feel we need to. With the man I was married to, I had to beg. I had to plead. I had to nearly, like, babe, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Because it's like, why I gotta do all this for you to love me? I wrote a little piece, but I will say this part. The dictionary describes broken as having been fractured or damaged and no longer in one piece or in working order. It also described the word bruised as having a bruise or bruises, having been crushed or pounded. I was both of these things in that marriage. I fought long and hard with this man, tugging and pulling, but selfishness was the biggest part of his life. He didn't know how to surrender to the spirit of lust. That was controlling him. It wasn't the love of his wife. It was the love of sex. So, I want to say every day we experience many different emotions and circumstances that take us to these very places. We feel as though we will never come back from the heartache, pain, degradation, or hurt. But let me tell you a little story. At 41 years old, because I'm not going to hide it, because I'm blessed to say I'm 41. I have been through much pain throughout my life. Rape, molestation, abandonment, and divorce that led to extreme heartache. It was so bad that it nearly took me out. Nearly took me out as in suicide. I felt like there was no other way. Like it would always be this way. Like I would always be broken beyond repair. Like I would never be loved properly. My mother never believed that I was raped. My mother didn't believe that I was getting molested. And in my mind, she didn't care because she wouldn't believe me. So it's sad, but it got to a point where I thought it was just normal. So I didn't tell anybody else. Because if my mama didn't care, who else gonna care? Why tell anybody? So that led to me being a little promiscuous and of course having my 4 children. But with the 4 children I have, my oldest 2 have the same father, my youngest 2 have the same father. I held on to the fathers because I needed to be loved. I needed it because my mama didn't give it to me. And the people that were molesting me, it wasn't love, it was lust. I was being used and I was constantly being broken. It was like You drop a mug and it breaks into pieces. Those pieces kept being broken into other pieces. That's why I say she lived her life on purpose, because even though I was going through all of that, we always say, first thing I always say is, why? Why God? Why me? Why? Why am I crying on my knees, just begging and asking for help, but nobody's reaching out? But what I have learned over the years is that, God has a way of bringing you out of your mess to give a message. Giving you the test so you have the testimony. Because I was able to go through it. I survived through it. I have a friend, very dear friend of mine, who said, I could not have gone through what you could have gone through. I would have killed myself after the first time, because I couldn't be able to handle it. Not saying that, I'm strong enough to take that, but I was strong enough to take it, because I took it and I just walked away. I hid it a lot, laughing and giggling, yeah, I'm okay, I'm good. I was crying and dying on the inside. And when I got with my husband, of course, I had the 4 children. So I'm like, nobody gonna want me. What they say, 4 times spoiled.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna want this. I'm 33 years old with 4 kids. Who gonna want me? So when he asked me to marry him, I was like, why not? I'm getting old, I might as well get married. So it was not what I wanted, but it's what I felt I needed. I needed someone to say, yes, I want you to be mine, I want to love you. So I latched on to him, and I stuck on to him. Even though he cheated on me, I found out. I put him out, I was mad, I got upset, said a lot of colorful words, sailor type words. Cried, prayed, laid on my face, just laid on my floor, out, crying for days. Didn't go to work, because by this time I didn't have a job. I lost my job. So not only did I lose my job, but my husband cheating on me, I lose my husband. So being broken again. Then I got up. I started being an assistant to a life coach. She was a dear friend of the family, his family, by the way. But she took me and my kids on as family. She said to me, what are you doing to get over all this hurt? I'm like, what you mean? Drinking? Wine? I go, finally got a job, come home from work, drink me a little bit of wine, chill out, not do nothing. I don't want to love. I don't want to be with nobody. I don't want nobody around me but my kids. She said, no, you need to do something else to get out of that. I said, okay, fine. What? She said, what, do you journal? I said, yeah, I write my diary all the time. She said, okay, well, let me see it. I'm like, first of all, privacy.
Right.
But we were close like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't care. I let her see it. She said, you should turn this into a book. I said, girl, bye. I don't want nobody in my business. Because learning from being raped and molested, telling my mama who did not care, why would I open up my mouth to tell people what I've gone through? She said, because it ain't for you. It ain't about you. And I was like, it is about me. Hello. She said, no. It's not about you. She said, what you have to say can help another woman. What you have to say can help another young girl. What you have to say can help a gentleman. Because not all, like Renee said, that's not always happens to women.
Yeah.
It happens to men too. So I sat down and I gave her all the notes in my diary and my journals and stuff. So I either write it in a book or I put it on my tablet. I gave her all that. She said, okay, now I'm gonna introduce you to somebody and I'm gonna let you write that book. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Write it down. She said, you're gonna sell it. You're gonna read about it. You're gonna go on a tour. You're gonna help others. I was like, okay, look here, woman. You do see my skin color, right? We don't support each other like that. She's like, no. You'll get the support you need. Don't worry about it. She said, you are a faith believer, right? You a tither, right? You a prayer, right? I was like, yeah. She said, there you go. Don't even worry about it. So I said, okay. Met with a young lady, had my session with her. She showed me what I needed to do. Turn my writings, all my scribbles, all my cries and I turned it into a book. Miss Luanda, can you pass me my book, please? The first time I wrote this out, She Lived Her Life on Purpose. No, yeah. The first time I wrote it out, I didn't have a title for it. And I'm like, so what am I gonna call it? She said, well, what do you think you should call it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm new. This is out of my territory. I don't know what to do. She said, what is it that you're writing this book for? Who are you writing this book for? Who are you showing? Who are you giving this message to? And I said, okay. So I thought about that. I said, I just want to live. I want to be happy.
Yeah.
And I want to be loved. She said, okay. Then now you should get your title from that. And I'm like, what am I going to do with the title? She want to live, she want to love. She said, just take from it. When I was with my life coach, she showed me how to go about finding my purpose. And that's how this book came about. She lived. Basically, I went through everything I went through that could have broken me and could have killed myself. I could have left myself for dead. My kids might have a new mother. My family would be devastated. My purpose was to understand that what I went through is not for me.
Yes.
And that's how this book came about. I prayed to God. I said, okay, God, I done wrote the book. I done got it done. I have it physically in my hand. What do I do next? I want to go on a book tour. And by the grace of God, I was on Facebook. So and I met up with another young lady who was doing an event. And she said, oh yeah, we support all sisters. I said, oh, this is so cool. So let me find out, meet somebody, network with somebody. And I met this young lady. And she put it out there. She said, I'm doing a calendar. Would you like to be a part of it? And I was like, heck yeah. What am I going to do? Because I didn't care. Because I said, once I get in this calendar, I'm going to use this to promote my book. She said, okay, fine. So I did that. Then she asked me if I wanted to be on a tour. And I was like, yeah. What I got to do? Because I didn't care. As long as I networked and got my book into people's hands, I didn't care what it was. So I sacrificed and I said, yes, I'm going to do this. So Miss Makita Moore allowed me to be on her tour. Thank God for her. And February. In February, for the first part of the tour, is when I stopped her and I told her, I said, Makita, you are the answer to my prayer. She's like, thank you. What'd I do? I said,
That sounds like me.
I laid on my face and I asked God, I don't know what to do. I want to get my book out here. I want to go on a book tour. And Makita responded to me on Facebook. Yes, you can be part of the tour. This is what you need to do. And all I could do was cry because the God I serve is awesome.
Yes.
Amazingly awesome.
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
3 years after my final separation from my ex-husband, I wanted to finally start dating. So I went on dating website, because I'm shy, but I ain't shy. But I want to check you out before I check you out. So I met this gentleman. We had a nice little conversation. His words were, hello, beautiful. How are you today? They were not, dang, you fine.
Right,
How can I?
right.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to talk to him. Me and that man became best friends. We talked, chat, prayed for each other, prayed with each other, prayed for each other's families for 9 months, but never saw each other.
Wow.
I never met this man in person. We always have video chat. No, we didn't video chat. We just Facebook chat.
Okay.
But we video chat one time. In October 2017, we had our very first date.
Okay.
December 25th, 2017, he asked me to properly court me.
Okay.
And I was like,
You just
They
gonna
still
put
do
all
that?
that in her
That's
camera.
different.
Just put all that
I
about
said,
it
I'm
on
used to,
film.
we cool, right? We good? Like, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to the hood.
Yeah.
You my woman, I'm your man, that's all it is.
You my guy, that's it.
No, he officially asked me, introduced me to the family on Christmas.
Yes.
And May 11, 2019, He proposed to me at the Mother's Day brunch. He's not here because he's asleep, y'all. He drove all the way this morning. But the reason why I brought that story in is because it showed me that the path I have been taking, it means something. It means something more than just what I've gone through. It means a whole lot more. I understand that I have been through a lot. I've been through wars. Not just, what they say, not just of flesh and bone, but of principalities. And I'm here to tell you, you may end up with bruises and scars on your knees from prayer and swollen eyes from crying, but they will be the evidence that you have survived. My favorite scripture in the Bible is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I prayed and I said, God, I don't want to hurt like that no more. And she said, be specific when you pray.
Absolutely.
Father God, I want a man that prays. I want a man that goes to church. I want a man that's faithful. I want a man that's handsome. I want a man that's going to love me for me and unconditionally. And he gave that to me. And I'm thanking God for that. So I'm leaving here today to let you know that you are bruised. You are scarred. You may be broken, but you still go.
Yes.